In 2005, queer as folk writer-director Russell T Davies revived the TARDIS after 16 years of exile. 9.9 million tuned into the show on the 26th of March 2005 on BBC One and was introduced to the show's ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, and travelled with him on his first journey as he acquaints himself with London girl Rose Tyler.
Run!
Was the 2005 revamp a success? It's time to find out.
I think the 2005 revamp of Doctor Who was a good idea because first and foremost it brought back one of the world's most truly loved programmes. It has its flaws, it has its pluses, but all in all I think it's a good idea because it's touched the hearts of millions all over again. It's just had so many great opportunities. It's for job interviews, for all sorts. It's helped Cardiff. It's put Wales on the map again. It's incredible.
Davies, brought up in the city of Swansea in the South Wales Valleys, had something going in his favour. It was announced in 2003 that Davies had been in talks with BBC head of drama Jane Tranter and that the commission of the broadcasting of Doctor Who was signed as a BBC Wales production. This was only to boost the popularity of Wales in the coming years.
Fantastic.
Although the sets and props were contemporary, Russell T Davies did not forget about the historical monsters that used to scare its viewers every Saturday evening. Let's take a look at a few.
What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? Is it a monster? Is it a monster?
I kind of figured that. Before I go, I just want to tell you you were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I.
At the close of the first revamped series of Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston bowed out as the Doctor and passed the TARDIS keys as he regenerated to David Tennant.
Hello. Okay. New teeth. That's weird.
Following the phenomenal success of the first revamped series of Doctor Who, in December 2005, an interactive exhibition was brought to the home of Doctor Who inside the Red Dragon Centre in Cardiff Bay. We were invited along for a tour of the exhibits and an interview with assistant Sarah Thomas.
It's one of the original TARDISes. Now they tend to use polystyrene. It's like a jigsaw, they slot it all together, but if you sort of touch it, it's actually wood. So for the ease of it now, they don't have a wooden one, they actually have, it's not just polystyrene, but it's made by the special effects department, and they slot it together. They can go inside, they have a white screen inside, and they project the image of the inside of the TARDIS with an orange light. So if you've ever noticed, which a lot of people have said they haven't, you never see them going in as a one shot. It's always they're just about to go in, and then you see them coming through, and the inside is the set.
So do you think the 2005 revamp was a good idea?
I mean, I didn't really get into it at all in 2005, but I think the decision was made to build it. Nobody wanted to finance it, so the BBC Wales said we'll do it. And I think where people might have thought it hadn't worked because they had, I believe, brought other doctors in, and they were short term because it didn't work, you know, for whatever reason. Maybe the audience wasn't there, you know, maybe they was competing with other things that it just wasn't their time, and I think maybe the time was right. the money was there, so they put money into good quality, aliens and storylines. The continuity, I think, was more of a story rather than just one-offs. Everything links itself in. So if you don't watch the series, I was caught out. Like David Tennant, for example, I didn't know who Captain Jack was, so I had to go back again, and then I had to go back again, and it's all linked. So I think it was I think they thought about it. I thought they gave it some real thinking time about how we're going to do this, how we're going to get people attention. I hadn't watched Doctor Who, and it got me sucked in, and I ended up watching it, and I got hooked then week to week, wanting to watch it. So I think it was the right time, right vehicle, right people in charge, right editors, storylines, and I think they put a lot of money into it, and that's what's made the difference, I think. And now it's boomed again, they've said indefinitely, it's not going to be stopping. If you come in here, and then everything is donated, as I said, by the BBC, and it's on loan. It's not given, it's on loan. And they actually come down with a set artist, and they actually set this up for us. So each one has got a theme. So this one is for the Soltarin, and these are the actual sets that they had. So this is actually a full set with an actor in that outfit, and they gets inside. So the head is actually prosthetic. It's actually moulded to the person that's going to be in it, so it fits. As much as it's soft, there was an instant where David Tennant was joking and put it on, and he couldn't get it off. And it took apparently an hour and a half and some Vaseline, and he's told this story because he thought it was funny. So it is actually fitted for ease of the person who's going in. So when that character is ended, that's how we get to have it, because it can't be used by anyone else. But on the base of Doctor Who, then you had Torchwood, and that's obviously put monumental sort of buildings like the Millennium Centre, the water tower. Now everybody knows that as the Torchwood Tower. There were things that nobody really batted an eye at. Now it's the Millennium Centre, it's Torchwood Tower, the back office, which is just a derelict sort of underpass where the boardwalk is. That was the office door to the back office of the Torchwood. Well, people will want to go there, and they will come predominantly, if you had a look in the guest book, 80% are from America, New Zealand, Australia, and they want to go to these locations. And then when they go to these locations, specifically Bad Wolf Bay, which I believe is at Bridgend Way, it's one of the sort of beaches up there, they think, there's more to Cardiff or more to Wales than just Doctor Who.
It was clear that Davis and his team had contributed to the ongoing success on putting Wales back on the map, using authentic locations close to home, accompanied by the BBC National Orchestra of Wales, giving the programme the high production value that was well and truly deserved.
Is this it? My death? Is it time?